Hello, my name is Justin Brett Schneider, and I am an aspiring game designer. I am a recent college graduate, and this is the first game that I made with the Unity game engine. I call it Racer O. It can be downloaded on my website, which either you are on or there is a link to. So, let's begin. On the screen is the title screen for my game with basic instructions. The basic goal of the game is to reach the finish before you run out of time. You gain additional time by hitting checkpoints, and you lose time by hitting certain obstacles. The controls are basic WASD controls with a turbo toggle as well. So let's start. So I'll take multiple different routes as we go through. The first part of this area has two routes. Either this section, which is longer with some obstacles, or that other section, which has obstacles which take your time if you hit them. It's a faster route if you are good at dodging, but it has more danger. These obstacles, when you hit them, take time off and make a sound. As you've already noticed, you get a small amount of sound every time you hit something. Toggling turbo as I go allows me to go fast along the straightaways and drift through the corners. I will go through this game again to show you the alternate routes which I have not taken, which I actually prefer to take as a general rule. And this is the winning screen. Just the car sitting in air with some particle effects behind it. Pretty basic. And start again. As I said before, this was my first game I created, so nothing really fancy here. I actually want to go back and look at this game and upgrade it, but I have some other projects that I'm doing, so for now it will stay as it is. You see these little walls going back and forth at a preset pace. They take a preset amount of time off if you hit them. If you run out of time, you will hit the game over screen, which I will show at the end of this run, as I've already shown you the success screen. This one has a bit of a slog or a bit of a run back and forth with the obstacles to make it a little more interesting. These ones go in concert with each other, making it harder to just run through them. Now, I could go to that finish line, which would not be all that difficult, but I promise to show you what the game over screen looks like, which is this: a car upside down on fire. Again, nothing too spectacular in this game. It wasn't that difficult to create, although as my first game in Unity, it took me longer than it probably should have, with way too many iterations. Everything in this game was made by me except the car, which was made by a fellow classmate of mine, and the sounds, which I found on the internet. I'll show you the testing grounds, which shows you some of the other things which I was considering putting in the game. Most of these were actually in the game originally, but I decided that they were either too flawed because of certain interactions or that they were just too difficult to get past. These spinning blades, for instance, were incredibly difficult for players to get past without hitting. This wall, similarly, is very difficult to get past and has some potentially very glitchy interactions with the car. And this, again, was in the original version of the game, but as I've shown you, has a tendency to cause the car to go into some pretty strange situations from which you cannot recover normally. So, this was my first attempt at a game. It is called Racer O. It is available for download on my website, which will either you are at and seeing this video, or there will be a link in the description, one or the other. Thank you for your time. Once more, I am Justin Brettschneider, and this was my first game, Racer O. Thank you.